into something that I could breathe and easily move. All of change comes one thought at a time. Everything that we do, like baby steps, like the babies that we're celebrating today, their birthday. They will learn life one step at a time. And as we accept and come true to that for ourselves, we are allowing life to play its game with us. However, there is a time that in my human and physical life that I have allowed fear and untruths to appear as if they were true. That's when the panic hit. They're not true. I had the ability to change that into something that was my truth. And that was, I breathe with ease, I move with ease. That smoke outside has no effect on me. Only if I thought it did. Only if I thought it did. Dr. Holmes in the textbook also shares a wonderful, wonderful portion of my lesson today. It's not on immortality. It's on never limit your view of life. Son of a gun. Okay. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. The possibility of life is inherent within the capacity to imagine what and manage what life is, backed by the power to produce the imagery or divine imagination. It is not a question of failing or succeeding. It is simply a question of sticking to an idea until it becomes a tangible reality. The illusion is in the way we look at things. So, by looking at things differently, we make the experience different. We tailor it to our thought. Well, I opened to the wellness and the goodness and the ease of life when I changed the direction and opened to releasing the limits on life. My friend indeed is always that sweet spirit that resides within me, the one that is filled with compassion and love and exudes the very energy of life itself. And I know that that inner source of peace, security, and never-ending supply is always available. I just move to it, accept it, rejoice, give thanks, release it, and know that it is mine to use and enjoy, never to hoard or to greed, but give it away like we do our love. Give it away, share it, let it be. Then we are living in our truth. My physical health, my monetary wealth, and my ability to breathe with ease is the presence of spirit alive and well in life, in the here and now. Not in the hereafter. I'm sure we'll want to do our thing there too. But what I know now, I want to live comfortable in this experience, in this expression. We name our worth. We honor ourselves and respect the energy that we are, the frequency and the vibrations that we bring into life and express from. We name our worth. And I know that Spirit is, and I am, and you are all that you choose to be. The presence of Spirit within you is your divine well-being. It is your authentic self. It is that which you are. It is that which you are. And what I know too is that within our divine well-being, the spiritual seed of our youth, blended with nature, creates the tree that we are. And that tree has rings of wisdom. And I know that some of us, as we move along chronologically, we don't always like to look at that. But when I thought, if I use a tree as an example, and all of the rings, that comes from living, that comes from expressing, that comes from being. That comes from the energy that we have received, the energy that we give out, and the energy and the love that is our truth of who we are. Rings of maturity. never again will I ever think of about an age or a year. I'm going to think, I have another ring of maturity in life, in my tree, in my tree. There are many areas and paths in life that create deep ruts at times. But I want to share with you this morning in celebration is that those ruts and those paths may be worn a little to the right, a little to the left, they might be right down the middle, but all that we have done and the deeper the rut has brought us to the point that we are today. So we celebrate and allow that as part of our education. My father always shared with me that for everything we learned in life, there was a tuition. So those rings of life can be part of that tuition. I don't know what kind of a degree we'll get, but it might be an MSU like Reverend Michael speaks freely of, makes stuff up. But whatever it is, it'll work if we allow it to be. So where we are today, have we had the opportunity to enjoy it and love it? Have we had the opportunity to slide in and glide in and be that which we want it to be? Have we transported our consciousness? Have we transported our love and our light in that which we are to these magnificent things called life for each and every one of us? What I know too is that the principles of our teaching calls forth in calmness, in trust, and in faith. In my mini event of discomfort yesterday and seeming inability to breathe, as I allowed calmness and order, trust, and faith to come to me, my discomfort and my challenge was solutioned. I invited them into my table. I invited them into the ring around the tree to create another wisdom ring. I allowed that. I surrendered. I turned it over to a power that's greater than I, and I used that power and the healing power and the properties of that power to solution the challenge that I seemingly had. All came in. The calmness, the wellness, and the assurance that God is good, and God is good. God is all there is. And as we move everything away from that center, the beautiful heart of love is there. In the consciousness of clarity, and as we keep moving with that clarity and that love, we move in that direction of our highest and greatest good. The highest and greatest good is ours. It is Spirit's pleasure. It is God's pleasure for us to receive all gifts of the kingdom, not only monetary, but physical health, relationships, and all the love and such that Reverend Michael mentioned in the meditation today. That is the gift. That is the gift. As I near conclusion, I want you to be mindful that things don't change. We change. Things don't change. We change. That's one of the greater gifts of having rings of wisdom on my tree, is that things that used to pucker me and I'd get all short and uptight about, I've dismissed them. I've released them. They don't serve a purpose in my life. Why would you want to get puckered and run around that way? You know, that's sort of like squeezing into a pair of pants that are too tight. And I've tried that recently, and I've given them away. You know, that extra 5 or 10 and all those good meals at a Sillamar? That son of a gun. Get over it. Get rid of them. Somebody else can wear those pants and look better in them than you. Nothing's worse than a sausage that's over squeezed. I can't. Terrible. We must be mindful that we have that ability to see life with the freshness and the newness. I have a little affirmation I want to share with us today and all of you to be part of. And let's say it. I change with ease. I change with ease. I change with grace.
I change with grace.
I change with a smile upon my face.
I change with a smile upon my face.
And you do. And you know what? Change is only one thought away. And you bring that change to your life with the energy and the essence and the presence that is what your true divinity is. The very essence of who you are is that you are the activity and the goodness and the presence of that high power. So as we come to the nearer the lesson, I want to share with you that clarity and love comes into focus. We kind of get the rings of the trees counted. We know that we are fully supported by that friend indeed, and that we live without fear. That when we live in that state of consciousness that is all trust and all love, it is good. Your friend indeed is spirit, and with the acceptance of love and the release of anything burdensome. If you're carrying around anything, be it a backpack or an emotional 50-pound sack of ice, release it. Release it. The change you desire is already yours. It's within you. It's just one thought away. Just one thought away. Remember, celebrate life, and remembering there are two ways to live your life. Both are your choices. Both are your choices. One is though as nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. So thank you for being miracles in my life. My lesson ends in love, and I love you.